Hi guys, I'm back with the fifth video and we'll be talking about the top 5 $300 flagships available right now. This means the smartphones with high-end specs yet still cheap. Though the specs aren't as great as other flagships like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, they're pretty high-end considering the price. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and hope this video will help you choose your next smartphone wisely. Starting from the fifth one, the Samsung Galaxy A70. Now this is a pretty old phone, almost a year old, but for $300 this is one great phone to have. It has a 6.7-inch Full HD plus a Super AMOLED Infinity U display with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. It also comes with a triple rear camera setup with 32 megapixels plus 8 megapixels ultra wide plus 5 and a front 32 megapixel selfie camera. Added to it is a 4500 mAh battery capacity. All this being powered by a Snapdragon 675 chipset. To number 4, we have the Google Pixel 3a. Now if you want a smartphone which takes wonderful pictures you may call almost perfect considering the price of the phone, this is the phone to have. It has a 5.6-inch OLED display with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. It also comes with a 12 megapixel rear camera and an 8 megapixel front selfie camera. All this is powered by a Snapdragon 670 chipset and a 3000 mAh battery. More good news is that it has a headphone jack, unlimited online photo storage, and it only weighs 0.32 pounds. However, it has no wireless charging and no IP rating. Number 3, the iPhone SE. Here is the best, cheapest iPhone you can buy today. It has a 4.7-inch display with a single 12 megapixel rear and 7 megapixel front camera. It also supports 4K video recording up to 60 frames per second. The base model comes with 3 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage, powered by the new A13 Bionic chipset and 1821 mAh battery. It doesn't have the best specs out there, but the phone being water resistant with an IP67 and having wireless charging makes the phone pretty good for the price. At second place, we have the Poco X3. I'm not sure if this should have been the first phone in this list, but after hearing the specs, you can let me know in the comments down below. This phone has a 6.67-inch LCD display with 120Hz refresh rates, a quad rear camera system consisting of 64 megapixel main camera, 13 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and a front camera with 20 megapixels. It also has 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, a battery capacity of 5160 mAh, and with a Snapdragon 732G chipset installed. All that plus a headphone jack, 33-watt fast charging, and has an IP53 rating. Now finally at number 1 is the OnePlus 7 Pro. When this phone was released, its price was slightly over $600, but now if you're lucky you can get one for exactly $300 or slightly about $300. It has a 6.67-inch Fluid AMOLED 90Hz refresh rates display with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. It's powered with an 855 Snapdragon chipset and a 4000 mAh battery. The only issues the device may have is it doesn't support wireless charging, it has no IP rating for water or dust resistance, it has no headphone jack and no expandable storage. Yes, the issues may be a little bit big, but the phone itself is amazing. Now, those were the top 5 best ever mid-range smartphones you can get, in my opinion. Hope you enjoyed the video and hope it helped you. Thank you for watching to this far, and please remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. It would really mean a lot to me. With that, see you guys in the next one.